Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lesson 16 Kanji live stream. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you for being here.
はい、ありがとうございます。皆さん、こんにちは。
Konnichiwa. Let's take a look at Yuki's picture for today.
オーストラリアの人はみんなごめんね。
I think there's some places in Australia that you can do this.
本当だけどさ、この今じゃないよね。
Not at this time of
そ
year,
うそう、
no.
南
It's summer.
半球が8月頃じゃないと無理だよね。
そうだね. In the south, it's not until about August. Here, everyone's doing this. We are not. We have not snowboarded at all this year yet. I don't know if we'll get to at all. But, yeah. Oh, Amanda says, kawaii.
ありがとうございます。
We got the
みんな
first correct one right there.
ね、snowboarding.
All right, Brittany.
はい。みんな、まあ、スキーでもいいんですよ。
How's it going, Vanille? Vanille? Vanille?
わかんない、読めない。
I'm not sure which one it is,
読め
but
ません。
welcome to the stream. Hello. Hello,
Hi.
Five-Toed Sloth Bear. You can watch the video later, but you can't go back to the date night you weren't there for. That is very, very true. Same thing with the live stream. You can always come back for this. Can everyone hear us okay? We've made some changes to the office. We sort of moved our office, so I want to make sure everything's actually working. Sounds like it's okay. Snowboarding seems wild to me. I'd rather ski. I want both feet free. I prefer snowboarding a lot, but skiing's definitely easier.
ね、私もそう思っていましたが、I went wild 行きました。
I got a reservation for Shiga Kogen in February. I'm excited. Woo! Nice, Hidden Samurai. It's like right over there.
そこ見てるね、こうやって。
Well, I was just looking at a house that was really cool. That is like right next to Shiga Kogen. 今朝の家はすぐそこだった。
そっか、その空き家バンク
No, it was just a regular reformed house.
あ、だけど、空き家バンクじゃないの？
じゃない。
あ、そうなんだ。
It wasn't an Akia. Whose masterpiece is this? That would definitely be Yuki's, not mine. Alright, says everything sounds good. これ。
そうね。私が書きました。
By the way, I used Christmas money to get a year to your site, and I'm blown away at all the cool stuff you offer. I haven't had much time since we've been traveling, but hope to get more into it soon. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda. I'm glad to hear that you're finding it to be lots and lots of stuff that you can hopefully use. How was everything after you got home? I hope you didn't suffer much damage. Yeah, everything was pretty good. The house is a little bit more crack-ridden.
So
the outside wall was already kind of cracked because it's an old place, but it's further cracked. And some of the beams that hold up the house have weird cracks down the middle. That's what I was just talking about a moment ago, that we've moved a bunch of stuff. We actually moved our office to an area of the house that is on the first floor and does not have a second floor above it. This studio is on the second floor and it's rickety. So we're basically only using this room now for the live stream and to film videos. And our day to day is now down in that room. But just in case. Eventually we'll have to move. Thank you so much, William. Appreciate that. I sometimes struggle with kanji, so your videos are invaluable. Thank you for making them. I love making up little stories to help memorize them. Yeah, it's a fun part, isn't it? I also enjoy making stories and stuff. It can be quite helpful. I just realized this camera is much because this desk is the way it is, and or the monitor's smaller. You can see like the way our bodies are situated is a little bit different than before. That's okay. Yeah. So I think it's time.
マジもう
More time. It's already time, I think, for us to get
もう寒い話なし
into the video for today. Yeah, I think we've talked enough about being cold. 危ない部屋.
そう危ないんですよ
A little bit. I've heard that the second floor on buildings like this can sometimes be safer than the first floor. So I think it's okay for us to do like the live stream and filming and stuff up here. But
まあわからないよね
well, yeah, we don't know. And we figure the room downstairs with nothing above it is probably best bet for now.
そういう家がなんか崩れてない、その1階だけが崩れてないのをニュースで見 見ちゃったんだよね。映ってたから。
We saw on the news like places where only the part that had a second floor was all
ね
smashed down, and the second floor was sort of okay, but the part that didn't have a second floor above it was safe. So anyway, just being careful.
怖
I
いね
can't believe how fast I've been progressing since you started doing the kanji videos, Andy and Yuki. That's awesome, Stargumi. I'm
あ
glad to
りが
hear
とう
it.
ございます。
You're going to be way ahead of us probably in no time. Or you probably already are. Konnichiwa, that guy. Poof. Hey, Andy and Yuki. I was wondering if you have any suggestions for learning vocabulary after the beginner stage. Yo, Andy, long time no see, says
Oh.
Frozen Curry. How's it going? Long time no
お
see.
久しぶりです。
Hashibiri. Poof. I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider the beginner phase. I always use Anki until quite a ways into like probably N3 for vocabulary with sentence cards and stuff like that. Maybe like just one new word in each sentence for like when you get a new card. That's what I did a lot. But also just consuming content. When you get past the beginner stage, you can start reading. You can start watching stuff. You can start playing games, and just looking up everything you don't know as you go along can be a great way to learn new stuff. That's what I do nowadays. I just read and watch stuff and then look up stuff I don't know.
私はたまにしかやりません。
Yuki only does it sometimes. That's okay. That's because you're a Japanese teacher now.
でもそのさ、なんかそのコンテクストで、なんか新しいワードをなんか考えてみて、なんか推理してみて、その調べたときに、あ、やっぱり合ってるっていうのは嬉しくない？
まあね。その見たとき、それとも自分で使ってみたとき？
見たとき。
見たとき。So she says how it's really cool when like you can sort of figure it out from context and you look it up later and you're like, oh yes, I was right. So she enjoys that part, just picking stuff out from context. All right. Konnichiwa. Shudhanshu. The Anki deck is fabulous, says Stargumi. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. We're working hard on the next Anki deck, and we're also working hard on a vocabulary deck that has about 900 words for N5.
Hi.
Yuki's working hard on that right now. I'm at the beginner stage, just at my PS5's language of Japanese, and I was overwhelmed. I still can't wrap my head around immersion as a beginner. Yeah, it's very hard in the beginning. It's nice to have sort of an on-ramp. That's what the stories on our website are really for, to sort of get you an on-ramp for working towards native material. Because jumping like right into like a video game meant for natives in Japanese is more frustrating than most people are willing to endure. I know I didn't like doing that right at the beginning, though I did watch a lot of content in the beginning. I watched a lot of TV and anime and stuff like that when I first started learning. Even though it was a little frustrating.
まあ、frustrating がありますよ。だってわかんないんだもん。
Learning a language can be very frustrating.
ね。
Brittany says,
私だってね、モンスターインクね、もう日本語のセリフ分かってたのに frustrating だったよ。
She said even though she watched Monsters Inc. and she knew all the dialogue in Japanese, when she tried to watch it in English, it was still frustrating in the beginning. Brittany says the kanji deck sentence cards are amazing, like brain teasers in a way, trying to figure it out the first time before seeing the word and kanji answer. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying that. I also like doing that as well. Sometimes games have really outlandish vocab, so it can't be hard, but fun. Yeah, for sure. Like Monster Hunter and Dragon Quest, for example. Those have some super like specific vocabulary just for those games, and figuring those out can be tough. Thank you so much, Poof. Is Anki necessary? Pre-made deck versus self-made? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. By the way, if you want to give us a name for Yuki to write, Yuki always writes, but chooses kanji for your name and then writes it out for you for all the donations that we get as a little thank you. So if you have a name that you'd like her to write for yourself in kanji that she'll choose for you, then let us know.
お待ちしてます。
As for your question, is Anki necessary? It's not like 100% necessary, but in the beginning, it's hard to beat. It doesn't have to be Anki, but SRS, spaced repetition, flashcard systems, they're amazing. Like just letting the computer tell you exactly when you are about to forget something and reminding you what you should not be forgetting is sort of invaluable in the beginning. Later on, it can get to be too much. Like if you're doing like over 500 reviews a day or up to 1,000 or something, if you've done that much, you're probably better off just reading or watching something than doing Anki anymore. But kanji, your first 1,000 or so kanji, you're probably gonna need some kind of spaced repetition system. Just because I love Dragon Quest, yeah. I really enjoyed Dragon Quest X, the online one, and I played a lot of Dragon Quest VIII for my DS challenge. That was quite fun. By the way, I struggle a lot trying to set up Anki. It's super frustrating. Yeah, pre-made decks do help with that. Self-made, when you get used to it, are usually a little bit better. I never really make my own cards. What I do is I use something like Yomi-chan, or I think there's a new name for it if someone can remind me in chat. So that if I'm reading something online or in a game and I highlight it and I look it up, then I can just press a button and it automatically makes the card for me. Then I don't have to worry about dealing with the interface so much. But the first time setup can be difficult. With that said, for your first deck or two, like something like a pre-2K or an N5 deck that's pre-made can be nice, as long as it has sentences. I think if you watch TV shows or listen to audio, you can just catch what you catch, and if you miss something, it's not a big deal. But for a game, there's maybe too much pressure at first. Yeah, I hear you. I went to see The Boy and the Heron at the cinema when I was in Korea, so there weren't any English subs, but I understood about 70% of the dialogue, so I think my studying is gradually paying off. That's awesome. Nice. My only issue with reading is the furigana above kanji is sometimes too small to see, so it takes me a while to read. Yeah, that can be tough. Digital helps with that. I saw Godzilla -1 in the theater, English subs, but it was thrilling to catch the 30% I understood. Yeah, it's always a huge win. Godzilla -1. I have not seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen a Godzilla movie. Yomitan, that's it. That's the new name. Run by Mo. Oh, the Moe is doing it now. Oh my God, Phil, welcome to the stream. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, Moe took it over. Oh, that's good. I was considering it, but I don't really have the skills to do that. So, I was trying to use Satori Reader's review system, but it's because there's no visual reference. I like Satori Reader. The newer review system, actually, I had a lot of input on, because the old system was lacking in some areas. I think it's good, but it's not as customizable as Anki. Yeah, and Poof, let us know a name you'd like Yuki to draw. Buying a lighted magnifying glass is essential, especially for my 6-year-old eyes. Yeah, that can be very helpful. For those using Genki, the paid Genki app for vocab, it's pretty good. Has sentences and includes grammar up to the lesson it is in. Oh, nice. ちょっとしたみ。おすすめに表示されたから来てみたけど、何もわからん。そうなんですね。
そう、多分ね、まだストリームがまだレッスンのところに行ってないから
そう、まだ始まってない。今はみんなとちょっとなんかやり取りしてるだけですね。日本人ですかね。
日本人なんじゃない？
そうだすね。カイドさん。
いきなりカイドウ俊になる。
カイドウ俊になっちゃった。
そうだす。
Godzilla -1 is awesome. I was excited that I understand more than I would have a few months ago. Yeah. That's always a huge bonus. Doing Quartet Marugoto homework now. How are you? Doing good. I'm currently doing Remembering the Kanji by James Hasig, 372 kanji in, but still got many more to go. The love for Japan will be the wind beneath my wings. Sounds good, Goat. Catch 'em. I like the name. Is that the Phil from Discord? It is indeed. I grew up on Godzilla films and early anime like Speed Racer, as TV stations would run a lot of whatever they could get cheap. Yep, the one and only Phil from Discord. Felipe. It's French, but English pronunciation is fine. Felipe.
Felipe. 難しいやつですね、これは。ちょっと。ペってあるのかな？あるな。
なんとか。All right, she's going to work on that for you now, and we'll go ahead and jump into the video. My habits get in the way too much, so I'm trying to assist the new habits with your streams and videos. All right, I hope I can help. New habits are hard to make. It takes about a month for them to set in, but little ones, starting with the little ones, one at a time is the way to go. Anki's great for building habits. If you just keep doing a little bit, few minutes every day, that can build the habit of doing it every day, and then you can add more stuff later. Andy, have you heard of Kiradali? Do you have any thoughts? Kiradali, yes, she passed away a year or two ago, I know. But I know that her way of explaining grammar was very helpful to a lot of people. A lot of people had difficulty with the sort of robotic voice that she used, the whatever that was. But for people who were okay with that, I think her explanations were apparently very good. I have not watched many of her videos, but from what I've heard, they're great. My phone has a magnifier app that really helps. Nice. All right, sweet. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the actual video today. We'll start breaking things down with y'all while Yuki works on Felipe's name. Thank you again for that super chat. Welcome to the 16th ToKini Andy Kanji lesson. Today we're going to cover I probably have to turn this up. It's probably a little bit quiet. Let's bring up the volume. We'll drop that to 100%. Start back up. Meaning, building blocks, writing, historical evolution where applicable, and a story to memorize each of the following. I've probably disabled all the links for the Discord. It's possible. Because it's mostly locked now. But so that might not work. Kanji. We'll also learn the parts and radicals needed for those kanji. Today there's only one new part, and stick around to the end of the lesson where we'll be doing a quick quiz to help everything stick. By the way, check the pinned comment below this video to see why we are not learning reading. There's no pinned comment right now, guys. I should probably go ahead and add that. So I am going to go over to lesson 15, right over here, and I'm going to grab the pinned comment, and I'm going to paste that into the new video. Okay. Should have done that sooner. Paste, comment, and pin. Sweet. Okay, back to the video. Readings for each kanji just yet. Let's get into it. We haven't covered any words yet in this series, and we still have a few more videos to cover before words. But our first kanji for today means word. Word is its own official radical, but we can break it down into 3 parts. Well, 2 parts if we're looking at computer fonts, and 3 if we're looking at the written form. For written form, it's a dot with a few ones and a mouth. Many computer fonts have an extra 1 on top instead of a dot. Yeah, this was hard for me to get used to. When I started learning, I just thought it was the straight lines, and I always wrote it this way. But I don't think anyone does write it this way. In the fonts, yeah, but I think in writing, almost everyone just does a dot here. It's also much easier to write it nicely with the dot at the top, so that's nice. When I started doing it, it was just like, oh yeah, this makes more sense. Excuse me, but for years, I think I just wrote 4 ones. Since the written form of word has a dot on top, we start there. And also notice that here in the calligraphy, it's literally just like a straight line on top. It looks like a pot lid. It looks exactly like a pot lid part on top here. But in some writing systems, it's more like if we go back and look at the diagram, it's more of like an angle here. And it's separated out. But that definitely depends on the style. Both are okay. Many computer fonts have an extra 1 on top instead of a dot. Since the written form of word has a dot on top, we start there and then draw the 3 horizontal strokes beneath it. It should be noted that the first horizontal stroke is the longest of the 3, with the ones below it written the same length as each other, for the most part. Finally, we draw the 3 strokes in mouth, finishing this one off. Historically, this was the kanji for tongue combined with a single 1. We could imagine this as one thing that rolls off the tongue is a word, though this was not explicitly stated as why these were the parts in any of the explanations I read. It eventually evolved into its current form to better differentiate it from the kanji for tongue, which we'll learn in another video. For our story, we're going to go with a teleprompter is above mouth, and mouth says all the words that come down the teleprompter. A teleprompter, for those of you who don't know, is a piece of glass placed in front of a camera from which you mirror a script off of. You often see politicians using them during speeches, and many YouTubers use them as well. Remember that it's a good idea to, aka me. All right, so it's about time for us to jump over to show you guys how to write each kanji, or how we would write it down nice and quickly. Behind the scenes glimpse. Yes, that is that whatchamacallit, the teleprompter is right there. So like if I click on this video, I'm looking directly at all of the options I have. I have the picture of Yuki and me. I can just click up in here on the teleprompter to change the scene to this, or to Yuki looking at the screen, or to me looking at the screen, or to this. Anyway, so Felipe is, how's Felipe going? Mada. Okay, Felipe is going to be another minute or two. She's thinking about changing one of the characters she's chosen. No shame in using a teleprompter. No, I think they're amazing. I didn't for the first year, and then I realized that I could really work my thoughts out in a script and make better content. So I think they're wonderful, and I think most YouTubers that do this kind of content use them. Right, so word. Let's see how Yuki writes it on a whiteboard.
はい。書いていきます。
All right, so Yuki's version of word is clearly a pot lid every time. It's full-on pot lid. Let's see what I look like.
そうだね。
これいいと思う?
いいと思う。
All right, this is what I like to do.
まあ一応ね、私もちょっと離れてるよ。
まあね、it's a little bit over.
多分ね。
There's mine.
ああ、パソコンっぽい。
She says it looks like a computer. See, because I used to write it like this, for sure. That's how I used to write it.
パソコンっぽい。
Looks like a computer, she said. But yeah, now I try to write it like this. It's ooh, that's not gonna work. If I'm writing it, this is what I end up writing it like. And these end up not being the same length when I write it quickly like that. But let's see what Turbo Yuki mode looks like. What's Turbo Yuki?
まあ一応ね、まあちょっとコンフェスとしては、エクスキューズとしては、
はい、
ここちょっと空いております。
Her excuse is that there's a little space there between the dot and the first big line. You can see it on screen, I think.
じゃあ、ターボモードの方が多分点になると思う。
はい、Turbo mode becomes more like a dot.
はい、いきますよ。
はい。Okay. Yeah, turbo mode is a little bit more like mine. It's wow. Interestingly,
ちょっと練習するね。
Interestingly, the lines, the second and third line, are way smaller on turbo mode than on regular mode.
そうだね。ちょっと。
No, Felipe. She's got pretty much everything, all 4 kanji for your name chosen, but there's one she wants to change, so it's okay. Felipe is fine. It just takes a while to pick a appropriate kanji.
そうなんかね、ピッキーだからだよね、私がなんか漢字ミーニング。
Yeah, she's very picky about the meanings she chooses for kanji. So nothing wrong with that.
多分これがこの口みんな覚えてるかな？口のターボモード。
Do you guys all remember how to make a
口のターボ
mouth
モード
turbo mode? It's an N curved in with a line
こうです
afterwards, ね。
そうなんかこれがもうね、ここもつながっちゃわない感じになっておりますけど、ここね。まあそれでも OK と。
Now remember though that turbo mode is not something you need to practice. After you write it like carefully a bunch of times, you'll sort of naturally start writing it like this over time. This is just sort of what happens. People don't practice turbo mode in Japan. They find it, they try to make it easier and easier to write quickly, and this is what it ends up looking like. I can't do turbo mode very well. That's definitely exactly what I generally see. The last turbo mode mouth looks like an upside down he. Yeah, it kind of does, the mouth part,
確かにこのね、これね、ここがこうね。
So kind of like that, yeah. Is there a specific reason computer fonts look so different from written? Just stylistic reasons? I think there's probably a couple reasons. For one, computers, you can make fonts that look like this, and there are fonts that look like this, but I think standardizing it a certain way. Like, it's probably easier to create a font like this, and it's easier to read on a computer as well. Like, yeah, it's easier to read on a computer screen and on like low resolution screens and stuff. It was probably easier to do this. Maybe it wasn't even possible to do lines like this way in the past. Once again, I'm making this off the top of my head. I don't actually know if there is a specific reason. It could just be stylistic, but my suspicion is it was difficult to do things like this maybe in computers when they first started creating fonts. So it might be a technical limitation from the past.
そうだよね。多分あんまりそのコンピューターが読むのになんか斜めの線とか
yeah, for computers
がない方がいいんじゃない多分。
Right. Angles and stuff like that. Turbo looks more... Okay, looks like a closed wa at the Brittany. Yeah, that makes sense. Some kanji really take getting used to writing properly. I still struggle with not squishing the second stroke for... Yeah, onna is a notoriously difficult kanji to write nicely for just about everyone. That could just be a me problem, though. Yeah, no, that's definitely not. Everyone struggles with onna in the beginning. Or I still struggle with it, so... Oh, good. I take effort to write carefully in English, and it's leaking over to Japanese. Nice. Easier to read on screen. Yeah, it's probably literally just that. Yeah, yes. All right, so next we're going to show you how you can type this. Once again, we're not teaching you how to read these just yet. We're just going to show you how the easiest way is to type it so that you can participate in the quiz. I've worked in and then delete the U. Yeah. So U and then delete the U. So U space backspace is probably the easiest way. I think you can get it to show up with
Gen.
Gen? Gen is probably number 4. So Gen will get it to show up for number 4. Interestingly, so let's go ahead and look at the regular YouTube. The regular YouTube font, you'll notice probably for most of you guys, is the 4 lines. But over on my my streaming software, I'm going to pull this on the screen for you guys. The font that my streaming software chat is using, look, it's got the dot on top. So I don't know what font that is, but this font uses the dot on top. So that's interesting. Anyway, back over to here. Yeah, Gen or Gon might actually work better. Nope, I was wrong. Gon doesn't show up until number 14. Gen is number 4. Now it's number 1 for me. So probably Gen is going to be the easiest way for most of you to type it. Mine has a line. I see it as a potlet on the stream chat. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I mean, you don't read in cursive on PC. It's funny, I type it and it shows up with the 4 lines. When I hit enter, it shows up in chat. It shows the pot handler. Yeah, so I think whatever you're typing and whatever is in the actual chat are different fonts, I guess. Yumicho font. Oh, could be. Yeah, I'm streaming from Windows because I can't put a 4 HDMI port, whatever you call that thing, to plug all my cameras into. I need 4 HDMI ports for that. In ports. So I can't do that on my laptop. All right, so I think Yuki has Felipe's name ready before we move on to the next question. So let's go ahead and get that up for you.
お待たせしました、フェリペ。
Felipe, so Yuki's going to break these down for you if you're still here.
そう、ちょっとね、ペという音がちょっとなくてですね。
Right, there's no kanji that are read as pe, so we obviously took some liberties here.
そう、はい。ちょっとアドベンチャーな感じになって。
Adventure is like an adventure. はい。
まずフィという音もないので、フとイが別々の漢字になりました。
Right, so フィ there's no kanji for that either. So we this happens a lot with names. You use 2 different you make the full-on reading, so fu and i separate. But of course, we'll read it stylistically as Felipe. But フイ
そう。フイでこの2つでフィにしたいと思っています。
Right.
でこのフは風の風というフです。
So the fu is for wind, 風。
はい。でイはこれ唯一っていう唯とイって読む 感じなんですけど、only とかここにmarry とかっていう sorry っていう意味があります。
Only, merely, and simply. Yeah. The word you'll often see this in is 唯一。The main reason for something.
そうそう。で、りはこれ結構出ちゃうんですけど、プロフィットとかっていうその。
This D is for profits. Profits or profitability.
そう、があるという感じで、ペがですね、どうしてもなくて、このペという音がつくのはこのペイという字しかないんですね、日本には多分今のところ。
And this one is I guess you didn't finish there.
だからこの漢字でいくとね、読み方がフィリペイになっちゃうんですけど、ちょっとペでお願いしたいと思っている。
はい。
で、このペイってヘイって読むんですけど、これは平らっていう漢字で、平和のヘイで意味がピース。
This one is flat or for peaceful or things like that. Yeah. So Felipe says, "Can I suggest a small correction?" Yes, you absolutely can. I'm guessing maybe in the reading. Now, one thing is to keep in mind is even if you change the like the location or the extensions of certain readings somewhere, it might not actually change the kanji that would be used. So the kanji might stay the same. So that's one thing to keep in mind if the reading is one thing you want to change. But of course, you're welcome to suggest anything. Thank you again for the super chat. The next one as well. Peace. はい。
という感じになりました。これでフィリペイですけど、フィリペイでお願いしたいです。
フィリペイ。
どうかな。
はい。どうですかね。まあちょっと suggest small correction ってしたいらしいから、それを待ちながら we're going to jump into the video. So while we're waiting for the possible correction or change to this, we're going to jump into the next part of the video. So let us know. All right. Thank you.
お待ちしております。
はい。Pause the video after each story and really try to imagine it, or to create a story of your own that will help you remember the kanji even better. Make sure the story contains the meaning and every single part in some way. Speaking of words, they're usually part of a language, which is what this kanji means. Language. The official radical for language is appropriately word. We can break it down into 3 parts though. Word, 5, and mouth. There are 14 strokes in language, making it... See you later, Cuervo. I'm still stuck in the past, but now I'm on lesson 12, learning about, big running gingerbread men. Hopefully I'll be caught up by next week to participate in the live. See you later. I don't know if you're still here, but enjoy. By far, the most stroke-heavy kanji we've covered to date. With that said, the parts are very well defined, and I don't expect you'll have much trouble with them. We start by writing word on the left. When word is in the hen or on the left position, it's usually written thinner than usual to make room for the parts on the right. Yeah, like you'll notice that the top line is just a little bit longer than the other 2 lines here. So because it's all squished together, it becomes less obvious that they're different sizes. In writing, the first stroke on top of word will usually be a drop, though this might not be the case in computer fonts. Anyway, we then move on to the 4 strokes in 5 and write another mouth part right below that. Despite having so many strokes, this kanji has very well-defined parts that are relatively easy to keep distinct from one another. Hopefully, you'll be able to get this one down in no time. Historically, the parts for this have not changed. It appears that the word part on the left is used to give the kanji meaning, as parts on the left often do. 5, the old 5s, 2 5s over here, instead of mouth on the bottom originally. Over mouth hints at this one. Yeah, this one is very similar to the modern one. It's got the mouth and everything on the bottom. I guess this one too.
看板文字かな。
看板文字?
看板文字かな。なんて読むんだろうね。
I'm not sure. The Chinese reading of go, as parts on the right often do. Felipe said Philippu.
Philippu. Okay.
Is preferable. All right, so she'll go ahead and take a look at the final kanji would probably be different then. So she'll change that.
Okay.
プーは変わるよね。
プーは変わる。
ペはプーになる。はい、she'll check that one out. 2. Indicate reading, not specifically the reading of go. For our story, a lot of mouth characters are coming out to play. A language is words coming out of 5 mouths. Yeah, I really like the old characters. That's become one of my favorite parts of making this series is going through and like looking at all the historical stuff and how they were built up, and it's really fun. Represented by 5 other mouths saying words. It's the words that are the language. Saying words. It's the words that are the language. Finding the language in this video easy enough to follow? Hit the like button if so. Yeah, the like button always helps. Even in the live streams, it helps push it out to other people who might be interested. So please be sure to hit the like button if you don't mind. We love Pooh.
ブリタニさんのフの練習見ました。
Yeah, she said Yuki just said she was looking at your foo practice.
ね、超上手だよ。
It was very good, she said. Extremely well. I'm sure you could understand that. Yeah. The bowling thing is so cool looking. We love Pooh. For those of you who don't know what's going on in the meme here that Bebrat100 just sent out there, if you look at Pooh, it looks like a person who's in the middle of throwing a bowling ball. So if you add this underline, another dot from the Japanese language, and then continue it down to the I, it totally looks like a person who is bowling. How wild is that? Andy and Yuki, did you guys end up making language exchange friends when learning Japanese English? When I started learning Japanese, I lived here in Japan. So I didn't really do any exchange stuff. Yuki は英語学んだとき、なんか
エクスチェンジスチューデントがいたかどうか
じゃないです。なんかそういう日本語でも話して英語でも話して交換的に友達なんか練習できた友達がいたんですかって。
今はいるよね。
今はカウントしないかな。学んでた時。
まあいなかったかな。
Maybe not. Maybe not.
うん。その時はまだね、学生だったし、
Yeah, she was still a student. Like when she was learning English, she was in middle school and high school mostly.
そうそう。私の時はね、まだ全然エクスチェンジの子とかも、クラスに一人いれば多いみたいな。
But they don't mean going on exchange. They mean like writing letters overseas.
そうだけど、バイリンゴ的に話すってことでしょ、っていう人がいるかどうかってこと。違う。2つの言語で話し合える人がいるかってことじゃなくて。そうだね。
でもオンラインでもそうだし、まあ手紙を書いたりしてもそうだし。
いなかったと思う。
Short answer is no, probably not.
なんか私の高校の時のクラスにエクスチェンジの子がいたんですけど、その子はアメリカ人で、で全然日本語喋れなかったからなんかもうこっちも頑張って英語で話すしかないみたいな。
There was a kid, an exchange student in her class that only spoke English, no Japanese. So she spent quite a bit of I don't know, quite a bit of time, but spent time practicing with them or trying to speak to them in English. So I guess that sort of counts. Yeah.
でもう一人日本人のおばあちゃんだけどアメリカ人の ALT の人が先生だったんですけど、その人はちょっとだけ日本語が分かって、でたまに日本語のフレーズを言ってくれるんだけど、なんか彼もそんなに日本語が分かってるわけじゃないから、なんか結局英語だけみたいな、日本語のカンバセーションはないから。
There was an ALT in her school that was Japanese but born and raised in America, I guess. And they could speak a little bit of Japanese, but usually they would just speak English.
そうだからちょっとフレーズだけ分かってもなんかそんなにこんな、なんか
まあでも結局ただ練習できる人がいたかどうか聞いているので、結局いたってことね。So yes, I guess in a way, yes.
でもそれは先生だからさ。
まあでもカウントしますね。Well, Yuki did meet Andy while he was learning Japanese, and they are married now. Yeah, I guess that sort of counts, yeah. When I was taking Japanese in high school, we had pen pals, but we wrote via email. We were the first class to ever use email in my high school, and now I've dated myself. I also had pen pals by paper, and then eventually by email as well, but not in other languages. It was always in English. I enjoyed the snail mail pen paling experience, though. All right, so Yuki has changed the final kanji in your name, Philippe.
はい、お待たせしました。
The first three kanji are the same.
はい、そう。
And the final one is...
はい。このリっていう字はこれ律とも読むので小さいつも含めることができます。
Okay, so you can also read ri as ritsu, so you can add the small tsu there to count for Philippe.
うん。で、プはこれ富っていうウェルズの、フになります。
And the final fu or pu for your name is tomi, which is to it means wealth or to be like mostly wealth and increasing wealth.
うん、そうだね。
Yeah.
という感じになりました。どうかなちょっとお金持ちすぎる。
It could be fun to have a pen pal service. Like, that could be fun. If we could find some people who are interested in making pen pal friends from overseas. Yeah, that'd be fun.
なんかビジネスとか仕事がうまくいきそうな感じ
Yeah,
になりました。
the kanji in this name seems like you could be a very, very successful entrepreneur or something.
ねえ。
This would be a good name for that. Excellent job. Thank you, Yuki.
はい、ありがとうございます。
All right, so let's go ahead and show people how we would write the word or the kanji language. Go.
はい。では書いていきたいと思います。
人と話すのは難しい。says, はい、どうも、ゴミです。
本当ですよ。
難しいよね。I bought a book with furigana to recognize the kana. Is the translation of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I can recognize most of the hiragana and a few common words, but no so much for the katakana. Fair enough, yeah. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is actually quite difficult in Japanese. I tried to read that way back in the day as well. It might be easier now for me, but back then it was not. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty straightforward. The parts in this are very well defined, I feel like. I think I said this in the video as well, but you've got like, if you look at it from I'm going to cut down here. If you look at it from like a box standpoint, it's like very clearly, maybe not quite this well defined. Like I think, for example, the mouth on the right, you'll notice is a bit bigger than the one on the left. Even in the charts, like if we come over to the video, you can see that it's a little bit bigger, the one on the right. And obviously the lines here are sort of below the middle line, but still it's quite easy to define it. Let's see if I can do it.
Hmm. いいんじゃない？
That's okay.
なんかパソコンっぽいねなんか。
It definitely looks like a computer.
なんかこのさ
Very little style.
5とかがさこの全く四角じゃないですか。こう見てほら。ほらアンディのやつね。
Very much a
こ
square.
のなんかさ口もさほらこういう感じになってるじゃないですか。全く凹凸がない感じこの。
So. Yeah, my mouth is a straight up box. Yuki's is more like angled, like this almost. Like I've exaggerated it here, obviously. I could probably stand to work on making it a little bit more stylistic. It doesn't help that I'm stretching, as I always say, as an excuse for myself, but.
ちっちゃいよ。
ち
っちゃくない？見えるか。
It's hard to write big stretched out. We've got to set this desk up better so that like we're both sort of centered.
確かにね。確かに。
All right, so I think it's time for Turbo Mode Yuki. So the calligraphy example had a drop as the first stroke, but its handwriting example spotlight. Interesting. Yeah. Well, keep in mind that like one of the reasons we show the pen and the calligraphy is generally speaking, calligraphy and writing in pen are going to be slightly different. There's always going to be a little bit of a difference there.
So
just because the tools are different.
そうだね。カリグラフィーの方がもっと点がね綺麗に描ける気がするんだよね。あ、ちょっと斜めりすぎ。あ、てかターボモードだったのに。
そう、turbo mode.
ターボモードだったのに。はい、ターボモードいきます。
Bigger whiteboard could help you. That's a good point.
こんな感じかな。
Wow.
でもさ、こっちの口が小さくなっちゃったね。
そうだね。
でもこんな感じかな。
あ、まあでも、It doesn't look too much different.
こっちのさっきのさ、この点はどうしてもつながりたいんだね。
You get like sort of the cursive L there.
ね、つながりたいんだこの。
Yeah, the first two strokes always want to stick together, and the go also gets pretty stuck together. Although this one looks really nice. I like that one.
あ、そうですか？
Yeah.
たま。
A leaning word.
ね、そう、5。あ、でも5の時にもさ、5つながってたよね、全部。
5 also, yeah, was. I don't remember if we started doing turbo mode on the very first or second lesson, but if we did, if you just wrote 5 go, it would be
ね、
the go there gets fancy, says Come Japan, yeah.
やったと思うんだよね、
ほんと？
こういうチュチュチュチュチュチュチュチュやつ、こういう感じだよね。
Yeah, that's what 5 comes out to look
こ
like.
ういう感じのやつやったと思うんですけど。なんか
Yeah, it all sort of. Well, it's like cursive, basically,
まあ
in
ね。
English. I lose track of the go in turbo mode. For sure. If you see this written down, it can be a little bit difficult. Usually contextually, it's pretty obvious that it's this kanji. But if someone was writing it a little sloppier than this, it might be hard to pick up.
そうそう、ここにね、何かのなんちゃら語とかだったら、
Hmm.
もう、ここに、だって必ず語しか読めないよね。
Right.
そういう時
Nihongo, for example.
とか、英語とか。
Yeah, we definitely didn't call it
Go.
turbo mode until
Yeah.
you said that, Come to Japan, Dan. But I think we were doing speeded up versions, but I can't remember. My sensei uses super ultra mega turbo mode. That's probably very helpful, eh? All right, so there's only one way to type. Well, no, there's two ways to type this word. One way could be
はい。
kataru
はい。
and then delete the do. But the fastest way is going to definitely be
語
just go. Go comes up as number 5 for me. And now that I've done it once, it comes up as number 1. So remember, we're only teaching these quote readings so that you can type it for the quiz at the end of the lesson. So you don't have to necessarily memorize these. You just have to throw them in your short-term memory so that you can get them for the quiz later. Go is most likely going to be the fast go. Going to be the fastest way for you to
それ
get
さ
that.
こういうやつでしょ。こういうやつじゃない。この
これ。
こういうやつじゃない。こういうやつでしょ。これ
見たことある
こういうや
な。
つだよね。これ
見たことあるな。
あ、
Oh, Grammy, hello. Oh, that
こ
one
うじゃ
didn't
な
work
かっ
out.
た。
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
no. Book is in the next lesson. So after the next lesson, you will technically be able to write Nihongo. Home book is the first kanji in lesson 17. I typed go and changed the first one to go. Now I have to change it to go. Yeah. That'll happen.
あ、そうだね。
You can type
言語
gengo now. Yeah, gengo is word, language. Gengo
そうだね
is a word that you can write now.
そうそう。今やった言と語を。
When we start the live streams for new vocabulary, we're totally gonna have to do quizzes where like we've got the reading for just one and then the second kanji. So we'd have like gen in hiragana and then go in the kanji and be like you have to fill in the blank. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the quizzes when we get to the language or the word videos. Oh, sorry, I got confused due to multiple kanji lessons. Yeah, fair enough. All right, so it looks like we are ready to move on to the next kanji.
はい。
We won't be getting away from the word on the left just yet. And the story for this one will be similar to the one in language. That's because this kanji means story. The official radical for story is word. Amanda, let's see, we're on lesson, 16? So there's 23 lessons of just kanji. And then immediately after that, we'll be going into the next ones, or into the vocabulary ones. So probably with little or no break in between. So if we go ahead and look at a calendar, next week is lesson 17. Then the 1st of February is 18. 8th is 19. 15th is 20. 22 is 21. 22. 23, lesson 23 will be March 7th, theoretically, which means that March 14th or 21st, if we decide to take a week off in between, will be when the first vocabulary lessons start taking place.
はい。
Theoretically. which is likely not a surprise. The parts can be broken down into I see, time and day. Yep, same time, same day. Word, thousand, and mouth. There are 13 strokes in story, making it just slightly less stroke heavy than language. Just like language though, this one is also fairly straightforward. We draw word on the left, making sure to keep it thin. As with language, in writing, the first stroke on top of word will usually be a drop, though this might not be the case in computer fonts. We then draw thousand on the right, with the no radical, that's a pretty good one, that guy, stroke, followed by the horizontal one and the staff through it, making sure to keep the whole part in the upper right quadrant. You'll notice here that the mouth on the right on this one is also bigger than the one on the left. That's because this gets all squished together for the most part. We then draw the mouth part below thousand and usually connected to it. Historically, this was always word on the left and a mouth on the bottom part of the right. But it used to be this part above mouth, which on its own can mean surname or family name. For our story first story, we'll say, talking is made up of thousands of words. And stories are when the same words are said between thousands of mouths. If you zoom in, they all are saying the exact same thing as this guy. His little robots listening to every word he says and repeating it.
No.
All right, let's go back to stories are when the same words are said between thousands of mouths. I will say there's not 1,000. It's probably more like 100 showing up there, but still. Little army of mouths. A picture can speak 1,000 words and tell you a story. Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a good story. All right, that was a fast one, I feel like. Let's go ahead and jump into the writing section.
Hi.
Left side's going to be pretty much the same. Mysterica says, can't believe we've been doing this for 4 months already. I know, right? Wild.
本当だよ。
With really only like 1 week off. Very nice.
できたよ。
Yay.
ね
That mouth over here
アメ
much
リカで
bigger.
もやったもんね。
The first stream was in America, I think. The very first one. Or the very first lesson.
あ
The
そっ
very
か
first lesson stream was in America. We did the first one or
Second
two
じゃない。
regular ones here. Nope, lesson 1 was in America.
おお。
Yep, this one's going to be like a computer as well.
おお。
Let's get over here more.
ぶつかりました。いいんじゃないですか。うん、いいんじゃないですか。
Yeah, that's fine. These are words I had to write a lot.
いいんじゃないですか。これは。この四角に収まってるのがいいね。このほら。じゃん。
Ah, yeah, not bad. Yes, Brittany, either one is absolutely fine. Pot lid looking, little drop, either way. Doesn't matter. You could even use the line on top if you want. Like, it's not wrong. It'll be fine. But yeah. Turbo mode for this one should be interesting.
いやそんなに変わらないこ
It
こは。
won't change much?
うん
Okay,
と
let's see.
思う。これで
That side's always the same.
ここ。
Oh, yeah, that's not so bad.
この
Although
さ
the
ここ
top line
が
is way separated out. Yeah.
そうそうここが線は変わらないからここがこういう風になってるぐらいかな。
まあ変わらないけど、かなり離れている。
まあね。あでも読めるでしょこの。
Yeah, I can.
うん
I can read it. Yes. Someone else might not.
みんなも読めるようになります。
Complete beginner might look at this and be like, what is house roof on top of old? What's going on there? Why is that?
あー本当だね。
What word is this?
本当だ。
I don't know if that is a word, but I could totally see someone thinking that this is what that is. And being like, I don't remember seeing that kanji yet.
そっか。もうこのそっかこのシュがこのもうシュになっちゃうからか。
Maybe. I don't know. Because we're seeing it in the context of this is very obvious, but I feel like a beginner might look at this and see old on the bottom.
そっかそうだね。ここがつながってないと
So.
感じに見えないんだね。
Oh, it's fine. But time to go. One day I'll get to do the quiz. I'll wait for the replay. Have fun, y'all. See you later, Brittany. Have a good date night.
ありがとうございます。
All right.
ちょっと
But yeah, it's not that difficult.
難しいかな。
Yeah, 全然. I'm just being picky.
Oh.
All right. So to type this one, it's quite straightforward.
はい。
You just type 話。
そう、もうみんな誰か言ってくれたよね。アマンダが言ってくれた。
Oh, yeah. That's the easiest way to type this one, and it should pop up on the first time. It's possible that this will show up the first time for you, but it should be the single kanji. Because this is the word. This is the word story, literally. Hanashi. It's also a verb. Hanasu.
バーブだとこういうことか。
So that's why the mas stem of the verb hanasu is hanashi. So sometimes the hiragana might show up for some of you because you've probably written hanashimasu before. But yeah, hanashi should just pop up as a single kanji.
わはどうですか？わ。
わ? 4番 wa popped up as 4. Good night, guys. See you later, Poof.
はい。おやすみ。お疲れ様でした。
Yeah, so either one could be fine. Hanashi or wa. Wa will actually get it there pretty fast a lot of times. That would probably be the fastest way if you can get that to pop up. All right, back over to the video. Now, please share your own stories for this lesson down in the comments. It might help someone who the stories in this video did not help. That brings us to our first and only part for this lesson. This one is very easy to confuse with soil or dirt. But you'll notice that this kanji has a much longer first stroke. That makes it special. By the way, this kanji means specialist. Unfortunately, specialist is a kanji as well, though we won't be learning it for a while as one. It is its own official radical, though. It can also be considered its only part. There are only 3 strokes in specialist, which are essentially the same as those in dirt, except that the first horizontal stroke in specialist is much longer, and must at least be longer than the 3rd stroke, which is the horizontal one on the bottom. This kanji was apparently supposed to be a pictograph of a broadaxe. Apparently, the blade part is the bottom horizontal stroke, with the handle being the first horizontal stroke. I kind of think this one taught to kids in old Japan. The computer fonts, if you look there, they're actually quite difficult to tell apart. Like just in isolation. Even next to each other, it's a little bit difficult, but they are different. Beni's class looks like a fantasy or Monster Hunter style broadaxe. Handle straight in the air, blades on either side resting in the dirt below, with the handle of the axe leaning on the hunter or something. For our story, we're going with pictograph of a broadaxe like this one. It takes a specialist to use a broadaxe like this. I know it probably... Yes, we don't write this. Probably seems like we just learned this fully as a kanji, and we kinda did. But when I say we're only learning it as a part, it's because we will not be covering me too, Toadfish. Any words with this kanji in it when we start learning words within sentences in a few videos. That's true for any kanji that we only learn as parts. Make sure to get subscribed so that you don't miss when we actually start teaching those. Did I sell you on that? Well, it doesn't really matter because this kanji means... Actually, samurai, if I type that, actually shows up with the actual kanji for samurai first for me. This one. But the 4th one is that one. Bushi also gets it for you. But that's not going to be on the quiz anyways, don't worry about it. Cell. The official radical for cell is specialist. We can break it down into specialist, hat, and person's legs. There are 7 strokes in cell. We start with the specialist, kind of smushed together on top, and then draw the hat just below it, the full width of the kanji. There are no left and right parts for this one. We then draw person's legs under the hat. Generally speaking, the legs will probably not be connected to the hat, though in some fonts or styles, it may appear that they're connected. Apparently, this kanji used to have the kanji for bai in the lower part, instead of hat and person's legs. We won't be learning bai until N4, I believe. But yeah, it looks kind of wild here. It's like a menorah on top of it, or maybe it's the kanji for stop. I don't know. It's got a kind of Pokemon. And it's got the X eyes, and this is the mouth. Looks kind of like one of the one that looks like a purple goop. What the hell is that called?
ルージュラ?
I don't know.
ムチュ。
Muchu. Looks like muchu.
ルージュラじゃない？ムチュ。
わかんない。
ムチュとルージュラに似てる。
Muchu. Muchu?
うん、ムチュ伸ばし棒で。
Muchu. Oh, that doesn't show up as a
あれ
Pokemon.
じゃあムチュはあれかな。
Kore? Ah,
あ、
like
ム
this?
チュールっていうの名前なのこれ。ムチュー
ムチュール
ル
Ah.
あ、
What do you think,
ルー
guys?
ジュラこれです。
Ah, this one?
うん。
Ah.
これ違う。ルージュラってこれじゃなかったっけ？
Yuki think it looks kind of like this guy. Is that showing up on screen? It is not showing up on screen.
似てない？あ、似てないか。似てないわ。思ってたよ
Nah,
り似
not
て
quite.
ない。
It doesn't. It looks a little bit like this one, a little bit. But I think I was thinking more of one of the poison Pokemon. Anyway, I can't remember the name. That's likely the part that indicated the meaning. The version we are learning. 今
なんか来
natta?
た？ちょっと待って。
Hi. I think a keyboard game was adopted as an abbreviation for that, and is the one used in modern Japanese. So it kind of lost that hint of meaning in the parts. But it is very common, so you'll get used to it fast, I think. Definitely looks like a Pokemon of some sort, though. Maybe there's like a new Sandcastle Pokemon. It looks like a Sandcastle. Looks kind of like that. For our story, we're going to say that, and yeah, I just noticed during the cut. Like, I've looked at this picture probably 100 times, didn't notice, but we've got Mario and Luigi here, eh? A specialist can sell anything, even a pair of sexy legs like with a hat on, especially if he's wielding a broadaxe. All right. Looks like a chicken to those guys, or a dead chicken with the X eyes. Yeah. All right. So since Yuki is currently downstairs, we're going to see how I can write this one without her. I'm gonna go into her camera for a moment. Hey guys, how's it going? And I'm gonna write it fully out. 違う？
来ました。
あ、来ました。はい。
荷物が来ました。
ありがとうございます。She's back, but I'm gonna stay here and try to write it myself anyway.
何が looks like a dead chicken なの？
そのポケモンみたいなやつ。Not quite centered, eh, mine? Probably should have made the hat bigger. Let's see what Yuki gives us.
いいじゃないですか。上手。
ありがとうございます。Props to Himiya for hiding the Mario reference. Indeed.
そうなの？
little Easter egg.
ほい。
Nice.
こういう感じですよね。
Not bad. All right, right into turbo mode.
はい。ターボ。
あんまり変わんないよね。Turbo really doesn't change at all.
こんな感じ。だからターボしないよね。
I mean, I guess this is sticking up a little bit. That's the only difference.
まあ、
that connects a little bit.
土と同じだよね。この土の時と同じで。これが短くなるけど、ほとんどターボしない、ね。
Doesn't change much. Not bad.
はい。
All right, what do you think? Typing this one out.
そうですね。
I suppose uru?
売る。
Buy. Buy will probably get you sell first. Yeah, buy alone doesn't get it to show up very fast.
こうか。
Buy and buy backspace might get it there. Buy alone won't doesn't make it show up.
そうか。じゃあバイか。
Buy. Yeah, buy doesn't show up at all.
あ、間違えたわ。バイ漢字で書いちゃダメですね。
Buy alone doesn't actually, it doesn't even show up. So buy.
Buy って。
Buy means buying and selling. Or selling and buying, I guess. It's a word that means that. So buy. And then if you just hit delete, that'll make it show up. 自動販売機 and then delete the first, second, third, and fifth. Yeah, there you go.
それです。それ大切。
Very important word. Yeah, you're probably best off with just going with uru and deleting the do. Uru.
はい。
That means to sell. It's a verb that means to sell. And that'll get you ready for the quiz. All right. Boom. You may remember that in our story for 何? まだですよ。まだ。Hat, we said that anything could... Really? Huh. Just buy only it showed it didn't work at all for me. I didn't get it a single time. I had
いっぱい
all
倍
the way,
があ
I
る
had
から
space all the way to the end, and I got nothing.
全部下まで行っても
下まで行っても。
あ、いた。
どこ？
ほら、
Oh,
6番。
okay. 33. It was number 33 on that list. Okay.
あ
Connected to the top of the hat, changed the special power that it gave you. So you could also use a story like this. This hat gives the hat wearer the skills of a specialist, which makes it easier for them to sell stuff.
Right, we had
Which
a
do
second
you
story
prefer?
for this. We had a
When
second
you can
story for that
read
one.
this kanji, and you read it in a word, that word will likely have something to do with reading. Because this kanji means read. The official radical for read is word, bringing us full circle on this lesson. The parts are word and sell. The kanji for read has 14 strokes, meaning we have the 2 highest stroke order counts to date in the same lesson. You can be angry if you want. We start by writing the 7 strokes in the word on the left part, followed by the specialist, hat, and person's leg parts from sell. It will likely take you a while to really get the balance down for this kanji, but it'll be excellent practice. Make sure to keep the person's legs separate from the hat part for the most part. Notice that the left leg and person's leg usually sweeps down under the mouth from the word part of it. Historically, the part on the right of this kanji was not sell, nor was it the old version of sell. Instead, there was a 4 thrown in there. Yeah, so this right here, this was the number 4 for some reason. So it looks like over here it became buy instead of sell. It was buy, but with this on top. But then here it was a 4, so I don't know. Regardless, those parts were chosen for their Chinese reading at the time, not for any special meaning, apparently. And I don't think it will help you memorize this one very much anyway. I'm personally happy they simplified it. For our story, we'll go with salesmen take the words people say and sell them for people to read. As in a book. They sell books. But and sell them for people to read. As in a book. They sell books. But I can't say that because it would ruin our first kanji for next week. All right, so before we get into that song, it's time to write read. It's time to write read. Yeah, that works. Gomben?
そう。
Right. So the
Gomben
Japanese
です。
name for word on the left is called gomben. Remember, you might remember from the second or third video that parts on the left are called hen, and often depending on what the name of that hen part is, it sometimes becomes ben. So here, this is called gomben. So we've had a lot of gomben words today. So the gomben here looks the same as all the other ones we've done. Just seller on the right. Hey, let's see what I can do.
そう、ゴンベンの漢字はいっぱいあるんだよ。
Yeah, there are so many words that have gomben in them. So you've just gotten a boost into being able to read and write a lot of different kanji.
まあいいでしょう。
That last stroke was kind of crappy, but it is what it is. All right.
はい。
Turbo mode. Yuki.
はい、行きたいと思います。
I wish there was a good emoji for turbo.
いきますよ。
Oh, it's impossible for it to stay at 2 times speed, Grammy, because you catch up to the live. So, like, for it to keep going at 2 times speed, we would have to be going at 2 times speed, our reality. so that won't work. So 2 times speed just gets you up to exactly right now. So, like, it's the best way to get as close to instant as possible, but you'll always get back to the actually live, and you can't go any faster than actually live. So that's what happens there.
まあここではね、今から2 times.
Right now she's gonna write 2 times fast, but
はい、いきます。
whoa,
ちょっと待って。
super warp.
ちょっと待って、さっきの
なんか変わったな。
ちょっと待って。
はい。
さっき右側がね、読むだもんね。さっきのやつ書いちゃうとこだった。
Ah, she was about to write a different word.
こうですよね。
そうそうそう。
で
Oh.
もさ、ここはちょっとつながっちゃったね。
It's a fancy R.
うん。
Fancy R in chat.
この
Doesn't really change much, does it?
そうだね。このうるがこのうるのここが、
It's more loopy.
これに近い感じです。
It's closer, yeah, it's closer to my normal mode.
そうそう、ターボモードはね。だけど、ターボしてるのはやっぱりこことここだけ
Those parts are the main parts that are being turboed.
かな。あとは、なんかセパレーティングしてると思う。この。ここが一回止まってからチッじゃなくて。
Right. When you're writing it properly, it stops and then goes straight up. But in turbo mode, it's just woo. And that mine is always like that. I don't do the nice little stop. I do kind of want to practice that quick. Hold on. Let's try again. No, not turbo mode. Nah.
ここだけ消していいです。
ここ?
Okay. ここも。
Mainly, I just want to practice this. Okay. That's the part I wanted to practice. Okay. Sweet. All right. So to type this bad boy, there's two different ways you could do it. Someone already mentioned it. Amanda mentioned one, the verb. And then there's also doku.
Hi.
Doku comes up as the fourth for me. Yuki is low-key the flying daijin.
本当？どういうこと？ローキーだフライングライジン。あ、ライジンってどういう意味？ライジンはわかる。
Flying daijin?
フライングライジンってさ、こんな感じで、この鬼だよね。こういう感じ。
Flying daijin ってなんかあるかな？
鬼とりあえずここにこういう太鼓みたいなのがついてて、こんな感じだよね。このでフライングは多分キント運みたいな感じでこういう風に乗って。
Oh, he's on a キント運 from Dragon Ball?
そう。こうやって乗ってこれがフライング大臣だと思うんですけど、違うかなこれ。
それ? Is that what you're talking about? I'm watching through your Genki playlist. It's very helpful. Also, Master Wings, I'm glad that you're finding that helpful. We gotta redo all that one of these days. Yuki's asking if that's what the flying daijin is. Laughing out loud. Must be close. Yomi-chan. Ah, いいね。Yeah. So, to type this one, you can go with either yomu, and then delete the mu, or doku.
そうですね。
Doku will also get you there. And then you don't have to delete anything.
ヨミちゃん。あ、ヨミでもいけるか。ヨミ。
Yomi would work as well, yeah. Yomi. But you'd still have to delete the mi.
そうだね。
So doku is probably the easiest way to not have to hit the backspace bar for the quiz, which is coming up.
はい。そうですね。
Oops, where did that wah come from? All right.
ヨミちゃんはじゃない
Yomi-chan wa?
違うかな
I don't know.
このフライングライジンどうなっちゃったんだ、本当
Yuki's still curious about the flying daijin if she got it correctly. All right, it's time, guys. You ready? I should probably get the drink ready. Which brings us to the Lesson 16 quiz. In this section of the video, I'll show you a flashcard with the English meaning for a kanji. Pause the video when we show each card and try to remember how to write that kanji. Next, write it on your hand with your finger or on a piece of paper. Then press play and see if you were right. The best way to remember kanji you just learned is to search your memory for the story we taught you or the one you made based on the English word on the flashcard. You ready?
Hi.
Here we go. Our first card is sell. Sell. Sell is the first card coming up. Let's see who's going to get there first today. N meets the fish. Montana Margot in second. Star Gumi in third. Come to Japan Dan with a full word in fourth. Aosabi in fifth. Hidden Samurai in sixth. Five-Toed Sloth Bear in seventh. Do in eighth. Welcome to the quiz, Do-san.
K さん。
フォントといえば、森沢が開発してる UD 招待とかが割と読みやすいですね。I've actually used 結構 UD 招待っていうフォントを使ってます。書くときの形に寄せた招待です。書体です。そのフォントでも一番上の点は 1みたいなのですが、全体的にわかりやすいと思います。
あ、記述でしたらすみません。ありがとうございます。
いい、全然大丈夫です。多分ストリームの結構向こうにいるかもしれないね。
あ、なるほど。
I think Keiさん might be way back earlier in the stream.
うん。まだライブまでキャッチアップしてないということですね。ありがとうございます。
多分1時間前のにいます。
そうね。
I've been doing the Anki decks and I just got to the audio section and became really disheartened. How do I continue? ちょっと待って。Let's go ahead and check the spaces again. So we had who was first there? Emmy's a fish. Montana Margo in second, Stargumi third, Come to Japan fourth, Aosabi in fifth, Hidden Samurai in sixth, Five to Sloth Bear seventh, Ro in eighth, Amanda in ninth, That Guy in 10th, Toadfish throughout Reed, and then Kome was in, I believe, 11th.
Hi.
Excellent. I've been doing the Anki. Which Anki decks are you talking about there, Courtney? And I just got to the audio section. Are you talking about the kanji ones? How do I continue? Basically, for those, you don't need to worry about if you understand the full sentences yet. The only reason for those is to give you context for the actual words. So if you see the words, if you're talking about the kanji deck that we created, if you see the word in hiragana, all you got to do there is the first time through, you just look at the word and you see what the answer is. You don't have to try and guess it. See what the answer is. Try to sort of think of a way to memorize that. And then the next time it shows up, when you see the word in hiragana, then you just write what you think those kanji are. And if you get it right, you get it right. And if you don't, well, then try practicing that one again, and next time you might get it right. So you're not expected to get it right the first time. The first time you see those cards, you're just expected to see what the word is, to learn the word there. So you don't have to get too disheartened there. Push through the tears, row, fight the power. You got this. Hai domo gomi desu. Thank you both for helping me learn Japanese. 失礼しました。
ありがとうございました。そう、UD 書体というのが結構似てるんですね。書いてる書体に、なんか手書きの文字に似てるということで。なんかさ、パソコンのさ、バージョンによってはさ、文字化けするよね、それ。文字化けするやつあるよね。
何ごめん、ここ読んでた。
あ、すいません。なんかその UD 書体はしないかもしれないんですけど、そのパソコンのさ、なんていうの、バージョンみたいなのによって、そのフォントがさ、全然漢字として出てこない時あるじゃないですか。あれはなんでなんですか？
作ってないから。フォント作ってる人が作ってなければ出てこない。その部分。
へえ。あ、なるほど、そういうこと。
だって書くんですよ、誰かが。
へえ。
まあ作る。誰かが作ってるので、その漢字を作ってなければ出てこない。
あ、へえ。
Do I need to be memorizing the sounds or just the writing and the meaning? Just the writing and the meaning for now. Obviously, you wanna learn what those sounds are. So when because if you see like for example, 読書, the word 読書, you want to learn that means reading. So you want to learn it all together, but it takes time. So don't worry about it too much. For now, writing it and what it means is the important part. Whew.
まだショーやってないよ。次だよね。
So. Next, we are going to do one of the random ones.
はい。
なんか、K さんに今、
はい、これでいきたいと思います。じゃじゃん。あ、遠い。
Sun. The first random kanji for today is sun.
早いぞ。
Super fast. So, Aosabi is in first, and Mitsufish in second, Stargumi in third, Five Toes Sloth Bear in fourth, Hidden Samurai in fifth, Montana Margo in sixth, Ro in seventh, Come to Japan dances, Nichi Yobi in eighth with a double sun. Does that count as eighth and ninth? No. Amanda Nordstrom in ninth. All right. Wow, you guys are really fast on that one.
ねえ、早い。近すぎだよ。 瞬きしてるちゃんと。
Kia is in 10th. Very good job. All
み
right.
んな素晴らしいね、ほんと。
ね、早いね。
いつもこのさ、青サビとさ、エンミーツ・ダ・フィッシュとスターグミとかさ、この
Got
5
that
と
0.3 second latency
こうやって、
advantage.
もう瞬きしてる、こうやって。
That guy in 11th. Nice Next job. Is word. The next one is word. Word. Oh, what happened here?
おや。
Something weird going on over here. Hey, and meets the fish in first. Isugiru. Oh, come to Japan Dan in first, maybe. Come to Japan Dan in first. And meets the fish in second. Awasabi tries to trick us up with go. Number 3 is Stargumi. Hanashi. Not quite. Montana Margo in fourth. Close. Nawaf, welcome to the quiz in fifth. Amanda in sixth. Hidden Samurai. Not quite. Malek King in. What are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh. Ro in eighth. Very good. Yes.
こ
Kotoba.
れさ、結構さ、ね、ミックスしやすい、ね。
They're easy to mix up. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Got it eventually. Weird glitch. The font there. Yeah, no, there's a weird glitch. Something else is showing up over here on the left. Oh well.
ToKini Andy になってる。
ToKini Andy. Just a few more. Oh, we almost saw the next one.
危ない。
Popping over to the. This is not the one. We've already done this one.
はい。次アンディの番ね。
It's my turn. Another easy one. 4. 4 is the next easy, or the next random kanji.
お、早すぎるよ。
Aosabi in first, and meets fish in second, Stargumi in third, No in fourth, Hidden Samurai in fifth. All right. Melik in sixth. Come to Japan pops in April for seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Five Toes Sloth Bear in eighth. Incredulous Lamp, welcome to the quiz in ninth. Chris Jackson in 10th. Welcome to the stream. Kia in. I forgot the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th. And Malik in 12th. Amanda Normstrom in 13th. And Montana Margo in 14th. Very good job. That guy says, do you have any advice on when you started learning the verbs in their dictionary form before learning to conjugate them? From day one, I learned verbs from dictionary form immediately. I found learning from the mass form to be extremely counterintuitive and silly. So I from day one, I learned verbs in their dictionary form. Neither she nor Yon brought up the kanji. That's too bad. How is it fifth for Yon? Yeah, that's weird. You must be using a lot of other words that have Yon in them, I guess. Here's story. Story is our next word. Story. Ooh, this one might take. Oh, there we go. N meets the fish in
これストーリー
first. Aosabi in second. Yeah, hanashi じゃん。
そっか。
Ro in third. Hidden Samurai, no. Montana Margo in fourth. Chris Jackson in fifth. That guy in sixth. Amanda in seventh. Stargumi in eighth. Come to Japan in ninth. Five Toes Love Bear in 10th. And Kia in 11th. Nawaf in 12th. Very good job. Incredulous Lamp in 13th, I believe. Yeah. Hidden Samurai. It was close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th. Hidden Samurai in 14th. Hanashi. Very good job. All right. Yes, you got it.
そっか。
Talking is made up of thousands of words and stories. And stories are when the same words are said between thousands of mouths. Messing it up. Oh, I thought you were trying to trick me. I thought you were trying to trick me there. Okay. Hi, next random one is for Yuki.
はい。もう私も今ね、メッシングアップしてしまいましたんで。ちょっと1枚が取れない。おー、はい、行きたいと思いますよ。
Oh, here we go.
じゃじゃん。
1,000. Oh, we saw that one today, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Nice.
早い。早すぎ。
We should start like a counter to see how long it actually takes people. Aosabi in first, and meets the fish in second. Stargumi in third.
ここか。
Oh no, that's actually 10,000. Kia in 4th. Montana Margo, oh, that's 10,000 actually. Karudosu, welcome to the quiz. That is 5th place. That guy in 6th. 5-Toed Sloth Bear in 7th. Ro in 8th. Amanda Nordstrom in 9th. Come Japan in 10th. I got confused. Ha, yeah, it's easy to mix up Mon and Sen. Chris Jackson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. 11th. Yeah, Come to Japan is 10th. Right. 11th. Now off in 12th. Very good job. Ayuki's counting for us. Nice. That's a good idea. Oh, I didn't hit enter. All good. You should show them how they're counting. This is how you count in Japanese. That's the counters. Ah, close. Sen. Sen is the word you're looking for. Sen. Hidden Samurai gets there as well. In 13th? 13th, I believe. All right. Popping back over. So. Wow, typing Sen didn't bring it up for the first 30. Really? Sen is 3rd for me.
そんなにいっぱい線があるんだね。
But yeah, there is a lot of Sen. There's 141 possible things to pop up for Sen. 141. And a lot of them are kanji. Some are numbers. Sen to Chihiro. Not coming from me at all, actually. Wow. Yeah, I had to scroll down 10 characters. Wow. I can type 1,000, hit space, and it shows up too. Okay. That's another good way.
じゃあ1000円
I had to copy and paste. Huh. Weird.
ありゃ。
Good to know. And then there's language. Language. Think languages. What language? N meets the fish in 1st. Alsabi in 2nd. Come to Japan throws in a full word for Gengo in 3rd. Karudos in 4th. Ro in 5th. Stargumi in 6th. Amanda in 7th. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7th. 5-Toed Sloth Bear in 8th. Kia in 9th. Now off in 10th. Hidden Samurai in 11th. And Incredulous Lamp in 12th. Good job.
あ、じゃあもう大丈夫。
Chris Jackson in 13th. Montana Margo in 14th. All right. Lots of participation today. I love it. Thank you very much. There it is. A language's words coming out of 5 mouths, represented by 5 other mouths saying words. It's the words that are the language. Hi. All right, my turn. Go.
Afternoon language.
Go.
Go.
I don't know why, but I really like this kanji.
That guy が13番 15th
15th だと思う. I don't know why, but I really like this kanji. Yeah, I think it's nice too. Go. I'm Japanese and my new colleagues from the U.S. studies Japanese watching your videos. It's my first time visiting here and found it amazing. Keep up the great work, teachers and learners. Thank you very much, Kei-san. ありがとうございます。Kei さんは今ライブ見ているかどうかわからないんですけれど、さっきのコメントはなんかかなり前話したことに対してのコメントだったから、もしかしてライブ見てなくて1時間前の話見てるかもしれないから、さっきそう書いてたんですけれど、今はライブになってるかな。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。すごいね。
Hi. Okay, so the next random word we're going to be using is in front. This is one of my favorite kanji as far as the way it looks, not the meaning, of course. N meets the fish in 1st. Karudos in 2nd. Stargumi in 3rd. Come to Japan Dan in 4th. Amanda in 5th. Ro in 6th. Chris Jackson in 7th. Kia in 8th. Ah, now off. It's the opposite. 5-Toed Sloth Bear in 9th. Shmamaran in 10th. Asabi was 1st. So. 本当だ. I missed Alsabi. So Alsabi 1st, Emi Fish 2nd, Karudos 3rd, Stargumi 4th, Come to Japan Dan in 5th, Amanda in 6th, Ro in 7th, Chris Jackson in 8th, Kia in 9th, 5-Toed Sloth Bear in 10th, Shmamaran in 11th, and says Alsabi. Alsabi so fast that Andy didn't even see him. Like a flash. The Flash. Noah gets there as well. All right, very good job. In 12th, I believe. Monte DeMarco as well in 13th. Very good job. All right. So fast, I didn't even see it.
なレベルだよね、本当。早すぎるよ、本当に。 こんなにノータイムなことある？
ね。すごいね。
うん。
Hi, here we go. Finally, we have read. Let's see if anyone's got that queued up. 早っもうすげえ。
もうさ、
もうすげえ。ほ
もうん
とすごい。
数えててもう準備してあるのかな。
そっちはね、準備してあるかな。はい、here we go. Aosabi is in first, Emi Fish in second, Amanda in third, Come Japan in fourth, Ro in fifth, Hidden Samurai in sixth, Stargumi in seventh, Montana Margo in eighth, Five Toes Left Bear in ninth, Chris Jackson in 10th, Key in 11th, Naoff in 12th,
はい。
and Incredulous Lamp in
No,
13th.
そうだね。
Last one is easy process of elimination. Shmemeron in 14th, I believe. Hi, domo, gomi desu. 50th, excellent job. I had it ready to go too. I was just waiting for the video to start, but I shouldn't have. Everyone does it. It's perfectly fine. I was born for this one and even got 4th place. You can't beat the 0.3 latency. Nothing you can do about that. That guy gets there as well, I believe in 15th or 16th. 16th, perhaps.
あ、16だね。
Excellent job. Good job, guys. Let's see what that one looks like. Let us know how many you got right down in the comments. Ooh, hamotta. Salesmen take the words people say and sell them for people to read. All right. We've got one more to go, guys. One more. Random one.
はい。
I believe this one is Yuki's.
あれ？
I chose in front.
あ、そっか。
Oh, she doesn't like that one.
1枚取るのは結構難しいよね。
そうだよね。
大変になって
Now that there's so many. I don't think she likes this one either, but I think she's going to put it out
う
anyway.
ん。はい、これでいきます。ほい。
Child. Gotta get that in the center. Child. Easy peasy.
早い。
早い。
早いぞ。
早い。早い。まだ早い。
ねえ。
はい。Aosabi in first, Come to Japan in second, Sargumi in third, Emi Fish in fourth, Kia in fifth, Carlos in sixth, Nawaf in seventh, Incredulous Lamp in eighth, Hai Domo Gomi Desu in ninth, Anoko Amanda in 10th, Five Toes Sloth Bear in 11th, Chris Jackson in 12th, Kaylee, welcome to the quiz in 13th, Montana Margo in 14th, Shmemeron in 15th, Ro in 16th, Derek, welcome to the quiz in, what is that, 16th? 17th. All right. Very good job. And Punam Omu Hyolmo is in, I believe, 18th. Hidden Samurai in 19th. Wow. We had a lot of participation on that last one. That guy in 20th, I think that's the first time we've ever crossed
すごい。
20 participants in the quiz. Excellent job,
あり
guys.
がとうございます。
Very good.
ありが
Woo
とうございます。
woo. Lots of explosions
え、
in
これ
the
合って
chat.
る？ありがとうございます。
それ何なの？
え、推しの子のやつじゃない？こうかな？
あ、それ推しの子？
こうだよね、多分推しの子。
One more time?
推しの子？
見せて。
え、違う？こうじゃない？
こう？
こうかな？
わかんない。見てない。
これだよね。
I don't know. Had a friend from out of state come to visit, so just tuning in. Hope everyone had a good day today. Hope you did too, Kaylee. Thank you very much.
はい。
親子丼がおいしい。
あ、ねえねえ、このさ、
あ
親子丼
there
美
it
味
is.
しいよね。
おいしい。大好き。When the moment I ever see Oyakodon, we think of this story. I know exactly what she's thinking of. We lived in New Zealand for a year, so I spoke a lot of Japanese with Yuki, but I didn't read or write anything for a year.
まあでもこ
Almost
の話はもう5 years ago か
So
な。
this story takes place immediately after that. We just gone to the States for a couple months as well, so I've been away from Japan for over a year, and I haven't written or read anything. So that's my excuse, okay? I've started off with the excuse. So her parents pick us up at the airport, and we're driving home. It's about a 4 or 5 hour drive back to her parents' house from Narita. And we stop at a rest stop to get something to eat for lunch. And I see something I want. I'm like, oh yeah, oyakodon. I want oyakodon. I haven't had that in a long time. So I press the button and something pops out. And I turn it in and I didn't even think about it. And what comes out is not oyakodon. It's oyako...
違うよ。お子様うどん。
Okosama udon. Yeah. It was... It was an udon set for a child. Udon for a child. So it's a little tiny bowl of udon. And I'm like, I remember looking at my plate like helplessly, like, oh my God, what did I do? Oya,
でも
oya, oya,
Andy could only
okosama udon.
read the ko, the last part of don.
Yeah. I didn't. Well, I didn't even bother to read the whole thing. I just saw the oko and the don like just really quickly, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want that. So I didn't even like take the time to consider that. Like, why on earth would this be in like hiragana, like the don part? Why would the don part just be? I didn't even think about it. I just saw oyako. I just saw oko and don, and just that's what I want. Oh God, yeah, that was embarrassing.
でもね、私もその時、あ、珍しいな、なんか
Why would-
おもちゃ欲しかったのかなと
Why
思って
did she said that's very unusual for him to pick that? Maybe he wanted the toy or something. Her whole family got a good kick out of that, and that gave me the kick in the butt I needed to get back into things. But did you eat it? No, I went back and got oyakodon, and we shared the
お子様うどん、ね、
okosama udon. Sorry, I just want to reword my question from earlier. Do you have an easy way of learning verbs in their dictionary? Oh, an easy way.
Easy way か。
Is there an easy way? Hey, you guys need to swap out the pumpkin head for something for the new year. Yeah, I know. We don't have anything at the moment, but we have to go buy something different than the pumpkin head for sure.
そうだよね。
I don't know if I have an easy way.
なんかイージーウェイないと思う、本当に。
Yeah, no. I generally, when I learn new vocabulary, I would create stories for them similar to what I do for kanji. Or I would like try to take sounds from words in English, or like make little phrases or mnemonics to learn. I can't think of anything for yomu, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'd usually use mnemonics for new
そう
words.
だよね。でも私、まあ日本人が多分ほとんどだと思うんですけど、この漢字さ、先生が書いてくる。
I don't think you want to do it this way, but yeah, Japanese people usually just write it 1,000 times, right?
そう。これ、よ
む、
む、
よ、
そう、
む、
よ
む、
む、
よ、
よ
む. That's what Japanese people do. I don't highly recommend that. But with that said, like if my mnemonic doesn't work for a while, like I get the card wrong a bunch of times on Anki or whatever, and or whatever SRS that I'm using, and SRS, learning them within sentences, that's huge for me. I think learning it within a sentence of words that you already know, and just making that the only new word, that's a huge way to help you memorize it. But if you've gone through that like 50 times and you're like, I still can't get this word, then maybe this is the word. Then maybe it's time to write it down a bunch of times. I would have gotten 10 of those then.
ねえ。で、これが本当にジャパニーズウェイだと思う、これ本当に。
Yeah.
だって高校卒業しても漢字練習するとき、その難しいさ、読めないさ漢字の熟語が出てくるじゃないですか。それをね、あれ関係のやつに練習するのに、これ言わないけど、心の中では読んでるから。
Yeah. So even when Japanese people practice after high school on really difficult new words that they pick up for like kanken and whatever kanken tests and stuff, they still do the same thing. They just write it down and saying it out loud in their mind as they write it every single time to practice. That's a lot of people do. But yeah, mnemonics and radicals, and maybe sometimes thinking about if you already know the kanji, what it means, combining that stuff can help. A bit off topic, on topic. Any chance y'all might start offering some Japanese recipes? Japanese food in America is well modified for sure. There's actually on the website, Yuki wrote a recipe or two in the immersion section. They're quite later on.
だけどそれさ書いたのはさあれだけだよね。元気2のレッスン18か18と19か20かな。レッスン20かな。味玉を作ろうってやつとフライドポテト。
French fries and aji. Yeah, that's not Japanese though. It could be something interesting to do though. With that said, we do a lot of mostly just like mebunryo just measuring by eye and stuff. So we don't have a lot of recipes. But okay, there's a lot of text coming in. Hold on one second.
だけど味玉ね作ってほしい本当みんな私味玉屋さんやるわアメリカ行
She
った
wants
ら
everyone to try and make the ajitama recipe because she thinks that it would blow up in America. She kind of wants to make an ajitama store in America. Easter basket for March. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I have a drawing tablet, so that's what I do. No need to erase anything, and the app I use will even grade me on accuracy, so I can practice on speed and memorization of stroke order. Yeah, that helps too. There's a Switch game that's apparently really good right now. That's very similar to the old DS game that I used to use for learning, but that's for kanji, not for words. There's an egg recipe. Yeah, I just switched out my Pimsleur subscription for you guys, and I'm super excited to see my Japanese progress. I really like Pimsleur's Japanese, but I hope my comprehension and reading gets better now. I hope so too, Kia. And I hope that you enjoy the things on the site. If you have any questions, please let us know at any time in the comments on there. Okay, so you guys are giving advice on learning words. That's good. I'm so spoiled. We've got great Japanese food in Chicago. Tensuke and Mitsuwa markets are a few miles apart, and we even have Kinokuniya bookstore. Nice.
すごいね結構日本人が多いエリアなのかな
Maybe. I'm practicing with the JLPT, and I can't help but notice many of get kanji I've learned are written in hiragana, and it actually makes me reading a lot slower. Any suggestions? Yeah, I find that a lot of people who spend a lot of time on kanji before learning words themselves, like if people who do wani kani and RTK, they tend to struggle more on the early JLP tests than on the later ones because there's so many words that are written in hiragana. There's no real tips I have for that except for maybe trying to read a lot of content like at that level that does not have kanji. But it is hard when you're used to kanji to go back as a learner and read things just in hiragana because you start to depend on the kanji for understanding the meaning of things. So you probably end up needing more exposure than you maybe normally would for the JLPT N5 if you know kanji. So it's kind of counterintuitive there. I would love to have more. Hubby makes an awesome ramen, but I would love to include more, especially as my son, his friends, and I are learning not just the language, but the culture. Yeah. It'd be cool if we could offer some more recipes. Maybe that's something we can add to the immersion section in the future, in earlier lessons.
パンケーキミックスでさ、どら焼き作るのどう
I don't know if pancake mix is the same as pancake mix here though. So I don't. Oh, but dorayaki is, I guess, would be fine.
でもあんこ作るのが大変か。でもさ、レッドキドニーとか
Red kidney beans?
あれをスマッシュして、砂糖入れんの。
There's some great books and YouTubers for learning to cook Japanese. Oh, interesting. There's a Japanese mall in Chicago. Cool.
ねえ、結構人気だよね。
I think Japanese food is getting very popular over there, which is cool. It's great. I got the Chrono Trigger soundtrack there. I still have it somewhere, but it's in a box in storage. But everything is all in Japanese. I just got Chrono Trigger recently for the DS, and I started playing it. I've got to play through that one. I grew shiso one year because it was the only way for me to get it, only to find out my boyfriend is allergic. Oh no! Oh no! I love shiso.
しそ超美味しいですよ。
This is why I don't learn readings actively for any kanji. I learned how a word is pronounced instead. Exactly. That's the way to go.
じゃあいつも私たちがアンディのおばあちゃんのところに行ったら作ってるのは餃子なんですけど、ワンタンの皮、ね。We
always make gyoza when we go to visit. Yeah, when we go to visit the States.
ワンタン
ラップで。
唐揚げね。唐揚げも簡単にできるし、いいかも。
You're welcome, Alex. I'm glad that you've found things helpful.
ありがとうございます。
I can't use pancake mix here. It hurts my stomach. I have to be careful what kind I get. They enrich most of, I've heard that the wheat in America right now is pretty garbage.
じゃあダメだ。
The flour there in general.
じゃあそれはやめるか。
So yeah, that doesn't work, unfortunately. I usually just get the wheat berries and grind it. Wow, that's nice. I love me some shiso. I started really enjoying shiso after reading. You can see it right there. Dorohe Doro.
そうだね。
After reading Dorohe Doro, I started wanting shiso gyoza a lot. That's all that series was for. It really was just this sen no shiso sen no brainwashing for shiso. The juice they make from shiso is so good. Juice? I've never had juice from shiso.
飲んだことあるじゃん。
Apparently I've had it before.
梅の甘い感じのジュースですよ。
I don't
シソ
remember.
が入ってる。
そうなんだ。
うん。
Man, I can't wait to get myself a big bowl of curry from Go Kare when I go to Japan. I've never been to Go Kare.
ねだけど人気なんだよね。ゴリラのとこだよね、ゴーゴーカレー。
The second anime season of Dorohedoro is coming out soon. Yes, I didn't think they were gonna make it. That's exciting. I didn't like the ending of the series of the books, but the first what is it? There's 23 books. I'd say up to book 20 or 21 was awesome. Like I loved it, and then 22 and 23 are just like. She forced herself to end it. She even said it in the end. She was like, I didn't know what to do, so I just forced myself to write it. But I definitely loved the first season of the anime, so I'm psyched for the second one to come out. I didn't think they were going to do it. That's so great. Another vote for recipes. I made an Ichiju Sansai meal recently, and I'm hungry for more, pun intended. Wow, how many hours a day are you studying? 1 year, mid, and 3 is wild. Oh, yeah, congratulations on that, by the way. Do you have a favorite genre of anime? Yuki はコメディ系が好きだよね。
そう、コメディ大好き。
Yuki likes comedy. Any comedy types of anime she's a big fan of. I like pretty much everything. I've enjoyed a lot of the comedy that Yuki's introduced me to. Dorohedoro was one of my favorite. And that's there's a little bit of comedy in that, but it's a little bit more
ミステリーって感じだよね。
mystery and sci-fi-ish. I'm a sci-fi geek for sure.
まあアクションもありますけど、でも結構いろいろ見るよ。
Yeah.
呪術廻戦みたいなやつとかも見るし、
Watch everything.
ドクターストーン系も好きです。
Yuki, yeah, Yuki. JoJo, I really enjoyed. Obviously, JoJo. One Punch Man was awesome.
コメディじゃん。
I really liked Terumae Romae.
コメディだ。
That was also comedy. Terumae Romae. So yeah, comedy and sci-fi. Comedy and sci-fi for me. Saiki K is one of my favorite. Dorohedoro, JoJo. Very wide range. Depends on my mood though. But there's not really anything that I've watched that I didn't like. So that's part of it.
多分ラブロマンスってやつなんか、フルラブロマンスみたいなのはもうね、見なくなっちゃった。
Yeah, don't watch. Yes, that is why actually come to Japan, Dan. Why they stopped making it. I love koroke. Yeah, they can be good. And many pickled vegetables. Yeah, for sure. Seems like it's confirmed, but no date yet. Okay, good to know. Do you have any recommendations of anime to watch to help with the learning? Anime that uses more regular language and vocabulary for beginners to listen to. 初心者向けアニメね。
そうね。今期のアニメ、ダンジョン飯どう？ダンジョン飯。
Wait, is that easy? I don't know if that one's easy. Dungeon meshi. Dungeon meshi. I don't know if it's easy, good for beginners. Good aimed at I mean, it's all going to be pretty difficult in the beginning. Pretty much everything.
まあそうだよね。
But もう日常系だね。日常のシリーズじゃなくて、もっと日常的な単語を使っていったり。We don't watch a lot of that, so it's kind of difficult. But one that would be good that's popular from this past season is the cat one. What's the name of the cat one? Where the girl becomes a big cat.
できる猫は今日も憂鬱ってやつかな。
できる猫は今日も憂鬱。The cat that's always depressed.
そうそう。
猫。
ちょっとタイトルが
Let me try and bring it up.
ちゃんとわかりません。
That one is very basic. Not basic, but like a lot of daily language. It's all stuff happening in daily life. So that one might be good for practicing. できる猫は今日も憂鬱. Let's see if I don't know if it'll let me show you Netflix, but let's see. Pull this over here. Oh no, there we go, I'm banned. This one right here, I think would be good. できる猫は今日も憂鬱。
そうタイプしてさ、あれを。
It's fine.
そうなんですかそうなんですか
Yokai Watch might be good. Pokemon ones might be good. Frieren isn't probably too bad. Difficult. Too difficult?
そんなに難しくないけど。
難しくないでしょ
そんなにフリーレンさんはそんなに難しいこと言わない。
でしょ? That might be okay. Overlord's definitely not. That's going to be really difficult. I loved Uncle from Another World. That's so good. This one's fun too.
吸血鬼すぐ死ぬ。
吸血鬼すぐ死ぬ。
吸血鬼すぐ死ぬね。結構好きです。
I loved Psyche K, even when I couldn't understand a lot, but they speak really, really fast, so not so great for beginners, probably. But I that's one of my favorites. It's important to pick something that you enjoy, even if it's a little bit difficult in the beginning.
そうだね。ちびまる子ちゃんとか、サザエさんは
ちびまる子ちゃん。
結構。
Sazae-san's very good.
あとドラえもんか。
Doraemon, yeah. You can get a lot of Sazae-san for free on YouTube, like hundreds and hundreds of Sazae-san. Iruma-kun could be fun. I wonder when the next season of Iruma-kun is coming out. That was a good one.
イルマくんはそんなに難しいこと言わないもんね。スクールライフだから基本的には。
Yeah. Stuff like that. This is one of Yuki's favorites. That's a fun one. 僕とロボコ。
ね、でも僕とロボコを見るにはね、いっぱいアニメを見とかないとね。
Yeah, you have to have watched a lot of anime to get the jokes. Even I don't get a lot of them.
特にドラゴンボールとハンターハンターを見とかないとね。
Gotta watch a lot of Dragon Ball, yeah. Which I've been reading a lot of, which is fun. But Frieren maybe cry, so it scores high in my book. Okay, nice. I've only watched the first couple episodes. Yuki's enjoying it. My favorite anime is Assassination Classroom. Have you guys ever seen it? I have not seen
暗殺
that.
教室？私全部見たよ。
She's seen all of it. I have not.
コロ先生全部見たよ。
What was the Switch game? Yeah, it's probably that one. Kanken Smart Taisaku. That's probably it. It's pretty much exactly the same as the Kanken game on the Nintendo DS. Like almost identical, I think. But probably just improved speed and stuff like that. All right. I'm sorry. I don't like Dragon Ball. Fair enough. Frieren is excellent. Read the manga. Yes. But yeah, Dragon Ball I wouldn't recommend for super beginners because there's a lot of slang and stuff in it. So that wouldn't be very good
結構
anyway.
難しいよね。
It's actually quite difficult.
あとさ、なんていうかそのドラゴンボールもそうだけど、ちょっとなんていうの、この現実世界と全然違う世界だと、それをさまず理解しなきゃいけないじゃないですか。どういう。
まあそれは難しくない人がいると思うんだけど。
じゃあ。だってさ、そのためのさ、なんか言葉とかが新たに出てくる。
Yeah, the issue a lot of times with things like Dragon Ball is because there's completely separate worlds. Like it's not related to our world. There's a lot of language and stuff that shows up that is not related to this world. So like you're not going to find it in a dictionary. You just gotta have to pick that up from context. So that can be a little difficult in the beginning. I find it very easy to read now, obviously, because there's actually, yeah, it's not that difficult, but maybe not quite beginner friendly.
そうやって考えるとさっきの参りましたイルマくんとかは、結構そのメインがスクールライフ、なんか悪魔学校に行くんですけど、悪魔の世界だけどなんかメインはスクールライフだから、
イルマくん is very much school life,
言葉しか出ない。
So it's pretty common language, stuff like that. Yeah. All right. So that ends this live stream about anime recommendations.
かな。
Have a good one, Amanda. Thanks for hanging out.
ありがとうございます。でもね、東京リベンジャーズ次のシーズンいつ出るのかな。
She wonders when the next season will be out.
東京リベンジャーズも一応学校の話なんですけどちょっとマフィアっぽいというか、まあ、マフィアの話なんですけど、はい、
マフィアの話だけど
ギャングというのはああいうのってなんか暴走族みたいな感じ。
ガグじゃなくてギャング。ギャング。そう。Not sure if it might be a little bit difficult for beginnings, but still. Morbid blessing. Thanks for these. You're very welcome. Thank you for hanging out.
でも吸血鬼すぐ死ぬは結構面白いかもしれない。もしかしたらそこまで難しい言葉がないか。難しいか。結構難しいかな。
難しいと思う。
吸血鬼がまず難しい。
ダジャレだらけで冗談も結構日本語が分かってない子も多分全く分からないと思う。I think 吸血鬼すぐ死ぬ、vampire dies quickly or whatever. I can't remember the English title.
No time in no dies in no time.
Yeah, something like that. it's really funny, but you have to actually be pretty high level to pick up the jokes, I think. It took me a minute to get into it. Midnight Dinner is a fun Japanese show to learn from, but the language level might... Midnight Diner, ne? But the language might be a little difficult for beginners. It's always... Everyone is going to be difficult for a beginner. Every single thing aimed at a native is going to be difficult at a beginner, so that's something to keep in mind. But going to watch Uncle from Another Planet. Yeah, that one. That's fun. That's a fun one. That's one of my favorite ones the past 2 years, I think. Super good. All right, guys. I think it is time for us to get going because we have to eat lunch before we have a little meeting this afternoon. So, thank you for hanging out today. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and we will see you in the next one. Here, I'm going to pull you over a little bit. You're going off camera. All right, there we go. Hi. So, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Next week is lesson 17. Thank you again to Come to Japan Dan for editing this video as well. Today I have to film lesson 18. Lesson 17 is up on the website if you remember there, but 18, I got to film it today. The script is done. But anyway, that's happening today. So thanks again, Dan. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out today. And I hope that you have a wonderful week.
はい。ね。みんな気をつけてね。自信ないところに逃げてください。
Join us for the book club starting Sunday in Discord. Yeah, reading Flying Witch.
そうだよね。フライングウィッチもさ、結構さ、可愛いお話だよね。シンプル。
I don't know if there's an anime, but the manga is very simple. Yeah, so that should be good. All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
ありがとうございます。
Ready?
はい。
はい。せーの。また次のビデオで会いましょうね。はい。See you guys. Bye bye. またね。Where's my mouse? There it is. See you later.